What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, as per request by YouTube user Blessings in the comments section of our last Uplink video, we are going to be doing a Uplink strategy video, running routes, throwing routes on the map Combine. This is a very interesting map. The goals are way at the back of the map, so a lot of the throwing spots that you think might work are out of reach. But there are two running routes that may not be as clear to most players, one in each direction. So we're going to cover some of the basic routes to take, and we're going to cover these two somewhat hidden routes that you may or may not know about. So without further ado, let's do this shit. So here we are, guys, on Combine. Now the map is small, and you're not going to be able to completely avoid enemy sight because the map is so small that you're going to encounter enemy fire at some point. But to start off, if you're on this side to begin with, one of the fastest routes to the middle to retrieve the ball, obviously, is through the house. But a lot of times you're going to get fire from this side here, and just running isn't as fast as wall running. So one wall run that can be used to get to both the middle and the outside of their base is this wall run right here. Now, you can hit this wall run all the way to their side, so it is efficient at, you know, getting to the middle first, getting to the ball first, as opposed to running through the house here or coming out the top here. Now, that being said, I'm going to show you the first somewhat hidden route or throw that some people may or may not know about. And that is, I'm going to show you with the wall run. I may or may not hit it, but let's see. You can take the wall run, for example, if, let's say, you start in your own base, and you come over here and you jump to the right, and you can bounce it in to the uplink goal from the middle hallway wall. Wow, can't speak today. Wall run. So that is the first somewhat hidden route in Combine. Hidden throw, I guess you should say. The throws from the outsides can't reach. For instance, if you think that maybe you can throw it from this side, it is too far. You can't reach it. It ends up coming like miles short. It ends up hitting here, and you can't even bounce it in. So that's a shame. But that is the first and only, actually, somewhat hidden route, hidden throw that some people may not know about. Okay, so if you're coming from the other direction in the same uplink game, there also is a route that is probably not as well known that does provide a very high advantage at getting behind the enemy team. Before I go through those, I also want to state that if you shoot the ball too high, it will respawn, because it kind of helps avoid any cheating or any super high advantages. But you can throw it over this building. Just don't throw it directly over the glass here. If you're gonna throw it to a teammate on their spawn, you're gonna have to throw it over this section, and it will land on the other side, and you will be able to pick it up. Say someone's back here, somebody will be able to pick it up from the spawn and throw it in for either a dunk or a single point. The same is said for the other building, which you don't want to throw too high. It is a lot easier because the roof is lower than that one. But this one, it can be tossed over to a teammate that's on the other side, and it will land somewhat around the other side of the rock. So that's a really good advantage if you have somebody, you know, waiting back in this area to come out and pick it up. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as well. Just wanted to let you guys know those specific situations. So if you're coming from this side, I'm gonna let you know obviously the 3 lanes, right? I mean, if you got a lot of heavy fire on the right side, you can obviously hit these wall runs, and that'll definitely speed up your game. And you can hit this throw, you can hit that throw coming off that wall run to speed things up. That's definitely a route that's definitely viable. I wouldn't suggest taking it out to this route, because, for example, unlike the other side, if you try to throw it over here, it automatically respawns. So unlike the other side that it may go over into their base, it doesn't respawn if you throw it over that wall. This wall over here definitely is an immediate respawn. So I wouldn't advise going this way, simply because, well, look what happens when you come out here. You're coming out into their spawn at a bottleneck here. So if you come out, you're most likely going to get shot. The other route is obviously through the window, which is a viable route, you know, if you can flank them, or you know they're coming around the outsides. And then obviously this is not as good of a route either, just because it's another bottleneck, right? If they get a ball ping here while you have it, and they know you're coming out here, they know you're bottlenecked to this little area, so you're probably gonna get shot. I would recommend, if you do come this way, that you know, kind of wait a few seconds here to get the ball ping, to get them to see that you're kind of coming this way, and then flank back through the middle. I think that's definitely a good strategy for Combine. But with those 3 lanes explained, obviously you can come through the upper hallway as well. But I'm going to show you guys now a method that really works well. It does take a bit of practice, but for this direction it really does work well, and it requires you, I mean, you can pick the ball up in the middle and come back this way to start off, or a lot of times if you get somebody gets killed over here, this is an excellent place to pick up the ball for this route. So this route requires you to go on the front of this wall run, okay? And what you want to do is drift over to this wall here and come onto this wall run here and come from underneath, and you can get to their spawn very fast for a throw or a dunk. Okay? Another good strategy, if you do come up from that route here and you see people coming, you can always utilize this fence on the outside for cover and for another wall run, okay? So that is another option. You can climb up right here and you can go for the dunk like that. So you can use this fence as well for coverage if they are coming at you from this direction. And like you just saw, you can make the dunk from just about that second corner on the fence, which hopefully will help you guys out. Now, like I said, every time you do that route, you are going to end up with about 0.6 seconds left as you climb up here, okay? And you don't necessarily have to wall run like I did on those rocks. You can, for example, land here, okay? So you can land on that ledge and run underneath this building, but the wall run does move faster. It's harder to hit, requires a little bit more practice on exactly where to hit the wall. But if you land on the ledge, you can run and then climb up the other side. This avoids this bottleneck with guys trapped in here, and a lot of guys won't know you're underneath. So it's kind of a hidden route that provides a very, very good outlet at the goal. And you can even suicide throw if you don't want to climb up here. If you see guys coming at you from this side here, if some guys are shooting at you, you can jump from that ledge out and throw it from the outside. You can jump from here and throw it into the goal from that direction, and that'll work just as well. Last but not least, obviously, I'm sure you've seen people do it in team death matches and stuff, but if you didn't know, you do have access to the back of this wall run here. It does require afterburner for best efforts, but you do have access to the outside of this wall run, okay? You can't hit the same route that I just showed you from the front. You can't hit it from the back. You're just too far when you come around the outside. But it's very good for avoiding gunfire from the middle, from people out here in the middle. It is very good to run around the outside if you want coverage, especially in Uplink. So if you have somebody waiting for a pass over here, maybe camping right here, and you come around the outside wall run, you can catch a pass right here and bring it in for a toss or a dunk. So that's definitely a good option too to keep in mind. And for those of you who don't know, you can pass the ball with the left trigger. Right trigger throws it, but if you have a teammate within the range that Call of Duty allows, you can hit the left trigger and that will pass the ball to them. And if they move, the ball will actually move to them. But they have to be within the right range. So that's it for Combine. I've showed you the 3 lanes on both sides and what I recommend, and I've shown you the 2 somewhat hidden routes within Combine. It is a very compact map, and obviously there's not a whole lot of ways to get out of enemy enemy gunfire, but those are my recommendations for routes, and there's one decent one in each direction. So there it is, guys. Combine, what I think, how I feel about the different routes, and 2 routes, one in each direction, that may help you improve your Combine uplink game. With it being such a small map, that one throw off the wall run is excellent for getting a quick toss if you're headed in that direction. It does take a bit of practice on the bounce, but you will get it. And obviously that wall run under the corner building coming to their spawn on the other side, that is an excellent route to avoid enemy gunfire, and you do have the wall run along the side that'll give you a good boost of speed to get to their side faster. So utilize those strategies for Combine, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you learned something, if you didn't know about one of those routes, for example. And like I said, leave a comment below if you want to see another map where we try to figure out some more, hidden routes for uplink in the many maps of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So, as always, guys, stay on the bean. You do you. Live life your way, because that's the way it's meant to be. Till next time, cheers, you beauties. My first ever giveaway on the channel. I think we have close to 70 subscribers, and hopefully somebody will take advantage of it. Like I said, it is a giveaway.